Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, and as usual I'm doing this Monday video in order to show you what we did in the previous week. And in this specific video we're going to talk about sRs Pro and sRs 2. If you're interested in any of our other strategies, please check out the YouTube channel. You will be able to find the links to the rest of the strategies that we're publishing. So where can you check this performance? And most of all, the screenshots. The idea of this screenshot, guys, is not to just brag about how good a given strategy is or how bad it is. The idea here is to understand why we're trading the given setups, right? And I mention this almost all the time, but even if you see a performance like this or like that on my FX book or anywhere screenshot, right? Doesn't matter. What does that tell you? That tells you the strategy works. And from all years of experience, I can tell you that what works for me might not work for someone else, simply because we're trading it in a different way. Okay? And just bring the microphone a bit closer here. So knowing why a given setup is taken is much more important than the actual performance that you're going to see, because many times you will not be able to achieve what we're achieving, right? You might be sleeping, you might be trading less opportunities, you might be trading different time frames. There are literally thousands of reasons. The idea here is to learn, however, the principles that we apply to our trades. Okay, this is the bottom line. So starting with I think that was the first one, right? Euro cut. We should be looking for trades up until 25th, which is the previous week's Monday. So starting from Euro cut down to Euro Aussie right here. Let's see some of the interesting setups. Euro cut. The first thing that we're going to notice is that indicators are strongly supporting the bullish idea here. I'm talking about the higher time frames specifically, right? Only the 1 hour chart in terms of momentum is bearish. Anything else that we can see is positive and suggesting continuation up. The one thing I personally don't love about this situation is the double wave. This double wave is a bit more, without a clear structure right here during the pullback. Even though this is still acceptable, it could have been slightly better. In terms of cycles and waves, if you're counting, we can start looking at this thing, right? So the expectation here would be to see breakout above and the price to jump up. That would be the idea, and basically the logic behind this thing. So this is where the buy was executed. That could be double wave, of course, or that could be seen as push and then the price trying to break above the zone, kind of step trading situation, right? It doesn't matter how you look at it. In this case, unfortunately, it would be a losing one. Next we have cable, and for cable we were looking for sells. 1 hour chart and 15 minutes supporting the bearish structure. Here the sentiment is a bit mixed, right? Because the 4 hour chart is still pushing up. In terms of momentum, 1 hour chart is pushing up, but in any case we have 2 out of 3 for both of them. And the predominant color here, ever since the price started pushing lower from here on, right, assuming that this is a pullback or whatever it was, previous trend, micro trend, this is 15-minute chart, we can see that the predominant color here is red. So on the deeper pullback points we can see some blue candles, sRs candles, but besides that we're looking at bearish momentum. Next 4 hour chart, previous candle and the one afterwards closed bearish. 1 hour chart is speaking for itself. 15-minute we're looking for pullback in order to go ahead and sell. In this case it couldn't really spike through that zone to the upside, but given the deviation, this is more or less enough when it comes to double waves if you want to be selling with a breakout. Now during the breakout, you're most likely not going to get this candle red. So unless the previous candle was already red, you're technically speaking not allowed to sell based on the rules, not yet, right? Now the low was also broken, and this is where the candle closed, so this was attacked almost immediately in order not to miss the momentum. And this is basically the idea behind this sell. First target, second portion of the trade closed in a break even once the price started moving back to the upside. Dollar yen, I'm not a huge fan of this one as well, and I'm gonna tell you why. Simply because if we start counting here, we might find reasons for a deeper pullback. Okay, only based on the count, that could be a bit suspicious. Now, besides that, it looks absolutely fantastic. Why? Because we can see fantastic momentum up. We can see what's happening on the indicators, right? And basically we're checking the higher time frames for bullish momentum. So far so good. Then we need to check the levels, and in this case we got this consolidation right here, which was broken, rejected, and now the price is retesting this zone. And you can see what's happening specifically about this spike. Price is spiking, and then we're looking for possible continuation to the upside. Now during this push down and this clearance zone, it managed to create the ABC, which is fantastic. We got the breakout. We're looking for continuation to the upside. Okay, so the only thing here to pay attention to probably would be the count. But again, in this case, if you would be waiting for something like this, you would be missing on this opportunity. So as you can see, even in our team, we know and do pretty much the same thing, yet when you go back to the chart or even live sometimes, we have disagreements. I'm looking at this thing in one way, and you're looking at this thing in a completely, well, maybe not completely different way, but slightly different way. The outcome of that is yes position or no position. I'm holding or I'm not holding, right? So the idea is not to go ahead and copy, because you will never be able to copy someone else. Not me, not Vlad, not Buffett, not anyone else, right? There is always something which you're going to be missing when it comes to this. But if you grasp on the main idea, the theory, and you start practicing, this is the time and place where you start understanding the things through your prism, and then you start following your own plan using that knowledge. Okay, so this is a very good example about these things. Let me see what else. Aussie yen, this is push down, double wave up, breakout, continuation. This is a pretty classical example. Euro pound broke again. I'm not thrilled about this ABC. It is valid, I'm just not thrilled about it. Here the zone is again fantastic. Look at it. This is the previous zone. We broke. We're now giving the pullback, testing this thing, breaking below the low of ABC, the middle point of ABC, and breaking also the trend line. Bearish, 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 bearish. Only here we have one green arrow. That's it. So looks absolutely amazing, right? And then you attack it and you end up with a loss. But that's the point of having stops, that's the point of having these levels, because once the price is not agreeing with your analysis, you want to be cutting. No need to argue with the market. The market is going to do whatever it's going to do. Alright, so I guess this is more or less the last one. Euro Aussie broke these two highs within basically two candles, right? This tells us something. Again, first of all, start with the price action, guys. We're breaking trend lines, we're breaking here the highs. pullback in terms of two waves. Okay, this is where we also got the breakout. It's holding now. This entry was a bit late, but still totally valid. In reality, we're just missing 1-2 pips here, 3 pips, I don't know, but it's not that much. And yeah, that's pretty much the idea. One thing I don't agree here on is the stop loss. I'm not sure why the stop loss was placed below the red candle instead of this one. And if you want to be more conservative, you can actually be using the previous swing, which is right here. So that will give you first, second zone, and in case we see something like that, you will be able to sustain, right, the trade instead of cutting it. And that's about SRS Pro. Now, when it comes to SRS2, you can just click right here. We have the two tabs. This is srstrendrider.net or .com. Go to performance, and there you have these two buttons, and you can switch in between the two strategies. So here the action started on the 25th with pound kiwi, which started pushing lower during that phase here, right? Let's make this thing blue. So it started pushing lower, clearing that zone right here. And this is the time and the place where aggressive entry appeared in terms of a setup. So after the ABC and the push down, we want to be attacking, and here we can see a pretty decent level also, right? So if the price manages to gain the momentum after this one, we are likely going for a ride next to these levels approximately. Okay, this is what I see in terms of a zone here. Of course, we have the inner one, which would be slightly lower where the target is, starting even from here. Okay, so as we can see, it managed to gain the momentum almost immediately, pushed up and reached the zone. Then we have some crypto action, a sell in Ripple. Okay, basically it started going to the upside, right? This is where we have a clearance zone. This is where we got the cycle, and on the last part we're looking for a breakout in order to continue down. This unfortunately turned into a loss. Then we have Ethereum, which was for buys coming after this ABC right here, breakout and continuation. And this a larger wave could be seen as ABC on its own. So on the higher time frames, you might have another opportunity here for trade, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to make this video too long, guys. If you have any questions on the remaining of the setups, make sure to ping to comment below this video or ping us in Telegram, and we will be happy to assist you to understand why and what was traded there. So that would be all for this week's SRS performance. Thumbs up on the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye for now.